Hashtag Innovative India Movement. Today, on behalf of All India Council Human Rights, Liberties and Social Justice, National Council for News and Broadcasting, Safeguarding Children Seva Samiti Uttar Pradesh, Koshambi Foundation Uttar Pradesh, International Human Rights Commission, Voices on the Mount Africa Ghana, we welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Arun Soni, sir. He is a Director TCCS, International Author and Speaker, Certified Ethical Hacker, Limca Book of Record holder. Today, Mr. Soni will be talking on the topic cybersecurity. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me for the talk. So, cybercrime.
Hello. Yes, sir. Your voice is breaking, sir.
Hello. I'm audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, cybercrime is rising like anything. It's breaking all the boundaries. It's rising exponentially without any statistics. So the cause is basically what I think is that we don't have the awareness. Because if I ask you now from how many websites you do online shopping, you can tell me around 5 websites. But if I ask you, tell me name of 3 websites from where to which you can submit your report on cybercrime, something happens, and I'm sure that you won't be doing that. So basically, it's because the awareness is not there. So this is spreading like anything, basically. So if you have any question, you
Sir,
can ask me.
yes, sir. So, what do you mean by ethical hacking? Like, you have mentioned that you are certified ethical hacker. So, if like people want to know, like, what is the meaning of ethical hacking?
Ethical hacking is basically, you can say, a part of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is an umbrella term. It's a very vast term. Ethical hacking is a part of that. It's basically uh, term has come from white hat hackers. There are many types of hackers, but one basically categories are black hat hackers and white hat hackers. White hat hackers are actually ethical hackers. Ethical hackers, people hire them to protect their infrastructure before some threat actor or a bad actor or a black hat actor take advantage of the vulnerability in the system. So it must be patched up. So that's why this ethical hacking term came from, and that's why ethical hackers are hired for. So
Okay.
there is only some.
So, what type of
Mhm.
okay? Okay. So, what type of cyber attacks person can encounter? Like, being a cyber security, you are working as a cyber security person. So, people are encountering many cyber attacks. So, what types of things can happen in this phase?
There are many types around. There will be around 30 types of cybercrime. But the major thing is what I think is the base of all of these type of cyber crimes is social engineering. Social engineering is basically taking advantage of goodness of people. As you must have heard of phishing attack. Okay? Phishing attack is
जी जी
also a type of social engineering where people are sent a proof email. They are made to believe that it has come from a legitimate source. But when the person opens it or click on it, then something malicious happens. Maybe her computer or smartphone gets hacked, or some
yes.
duplicate page opens where his or her login credentials get stolen. Anything happens. So it's basically taking advantage of goodness of people. So that's what forms the basis of all type of cybercrime.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the rest, like so many like identity theft is there, cyberbullying, cyber stalking. This is more relevant to basically girls or ladies this time. And website hacking is there. Uh, Lots of other types of there, and there are subcategories also. Like we have that website hacking. There again, 10 categories of attacks are there through which that website can be hacked, and so many other things are there. Basically, it starts from uh, social engineering. Then second step is installing a malware. taking control of the device, and then it means the person has been taken control of the device. It can definitely do anything, anytime, what he wants.
Okay. Okay. So how to how we educate people about the cyberbullying, cyber and phishing, as you talked about the types of cyber things attacks are happening. So how to educate people about them? There is any platform or how can they be aware about it?
Like platform you're talking about, like right now you're conducting this interaction. So this is one way you can say that the people, this is an endeavor to educate people about this cybercrime. Rest there are basically awareness. It's not very difficult to get because there are so many types of news basically daily coming about the cybercrime, and they are specifically mentioned how that person was found, how that cybercrime happened. So they should person should little bit do some survey or some Google search on the type of attack that is happening. They should listen to what now cyber police is saying, that now they should know about the helpline numbers, about the website from where they can get the information. Like infosec-awareness.in is a very good website that contains every type of information you require, all about the cyber laws, about the cyber crime, how to report a cyber crime. National Commission of Women, they have a website where all this information is available. So information is available. The only issue is that people don't know from where to get. So and it is not difficult now. Google is there. I mean, anybody can search, and especially we should be sensitive about the children, because they have become very vulnerable. Every child is using the smartphone but is not aware that how to use it, and he's or she is interacting with outside world through games or through chats, or there are so many dangerous websites that you just need to be on that site and your webcam will get open and you will be directly connected through video to somebody, some third person, and that some third person can be anyone. So we should
Hmm.
first educate them. Parents, it's the responsibility of parents first to get awareness themselves
Sure.
that what is this, and then educate their children that why there is so much danger in the internet. Why, if they are stopping them to not to use a smartphone or not to use unnecessarily to be online, there is a reason behind it. They should state the reason. They should state the consequences. So these things
Sure. Sure.
should be done basically.
Right. Rightly said, sir. So, one more question here. I want to ask you, are our mobile and computers secure as we are nowadays downloading much of apps from mobile play stores? So, all
No,
these app and or computers, okay,
it's not secure at all. In fact, the even we download our apps from the official uh, Play Store, with the Google Play Store, but statistics is that 67% of the malware basically come from the Play Store only. And if you
okay,
don't have an effective antivirus from your mobile phone, which most of the people don't have, they have their for PC but not for the mobile phone. And you are not updating your operating system, you are not updating your browser, and you are not updating your antivirus, it means you are in the trouble. So these three things should always be updated and have an effective antivirus for your mobile phone, especially. I use Kaspersky. Kaspersky is a good antivirus. You can have any antivirus, but a good antivirus, and purchased antivirus, not a free antivirus. And then
okay,
you can,
okay,
I can say that you will be 60% will be secure, because you can never know that
sure,
which app is malicious, which permission it is asking. We just click on I agree, or and apps can talk to each other. Actually, when we browse the internet through our PC, we have a protection of the browser. The browser can indicate you that this website is malicious, this website is phishing, and something is bad about this website. But when we are using apps, there is no such protection. Apps can talk to each other, and if the app is malicious, it can steal the data from other apps and misuse it. So you need to be very careful when you're using a smart. So have an
sure,
antivirus, updated antivirus, and do not schedule your updates for the later on, because these updates are basically security patches if there is some loophole in the previous version, there's some vulnerability in the previous version, so it means it will be patched up in the next version. So whenever the update comes, immediately update it. Don't schedule it for the later.
Okay. So one more question, like how to be safe on these social media accounts like Facebook, Instagram. Nowadays, people are using them. So how can the person be secure? What security modes they can use and opt for to be on a secure uh, phase?
Uh, be as private as you can. Like in Facebook, you are having your account, you lock the profile. Don't let outsiders to peek unnecessarily in your file on your images, your pictures, pick up your pictures and clone your account. Because these accounts can get be cloned in fact from your picture. So lock your profile. If you are on Instagram, then again have a private account. And if you are having a public account, then whenever you want to upload an image, watermark it. Watermarking means have some sign, signature, name, some shape, QR code on it, so that if it is stolen or if a print screen is taken, that your watermarking goes along, so that it cannot be misused. And always have a two-step verification applied to all your accounts. That is very necessary. It's not that it cannot be broken. It can be broken, but still you are 70-80% safe when you have two-step verification applied to it. These
Rightly
things should
said.
be taken care of.
Okay. Okay. So why like cyber crime is on rising nowadays? What is the reason behind that?
Cybercrime is rising basically. Uh, I, as I told you initially that awareness is not there. Plus, second thing, it can be done remotely, and internet is an anonymous world. So uh, if your system is not secured properly, anybody can have access to it, and it is very difficult. And cybercrime is beyond boundaries. Like you are in India, somebody from US can hack it from it. From Germany can access your phone, and it is very difficult to track the cyber criminal these days because of the no boundary of this cybercrime. So that is why it's basically uh, rising so much, that because the anonymity, ease of convenience, difficulty to track, and lack of awareness. All things are contributing to this rise of cybercrime.
Okay. And this is like, I think this is much of the needed question of women's here. What women can do to secure themselves in cyberspace? Like, as a woman, what security steps, measures they can take?
First of all, they should take care of their media, what they upload on their social media account, whether it's the videos or your photographs. They should uh, have it as private settings. They should upload in private settings with watermarking and in low resolution, so that if somebody wants to magnify that photograph and want to misuse it, morph it, then it is not possible, because then it will become blur. And plus, they
Mhm.
should know the helpline numbers, like 1091 is for women in distress. Then cybercrime.gov.in is basically for to report every type of cybercrime. And 115260 is the hotline number for reporting cybercrime. These numbers should be on the case. The more the time you will take to report the cybercrime, more it will spread. They should also know the helpline numbers of the social media platform, so that you should know how to report
Okay.
abusive comment to the Facebook or to the Instagram or to the whatever social media account they are using. So all numbers, all
Okay.
helpline numbers should be with them, and always upload your media, as I said, with watermarking, with precaution, and be as private as possible.
Okay.
And if
Rightly said.
something happens, be ready to report it. Don't hide it. Be ready to report it with the digital evidence, with the necessary thing. Like if somebody sends you an abusive message, your screenshot should be there, because if you want to report it, that evidence will be required. So use the tools to
Okay.
gather the evidence also.
Okay. So nowadays, as a woman, we face many problems. Like on WhatsApp, also we get sometimes, distracting messages and all. So, are these things also count in cyber attacks, or it
Yes,
is a way apart?
definitely. In fact, if somebody is seeing an objectionable video in a local train, that will also count as a cybercrime. Sending an abusive comment or abusive message is definitely cybercrime, and it can lead to an imprisonment up to 3 years to 5 years and fine up to 5 lakh. So
Okay.
cyber
Wow.
laws should also be known to people basically, and every type of cybercrime it leads to imprisonment up to 5 years and fine up to 5 lakh. So if somebody tries
Right.
to blackmail someone, especially to women, that I will upload this video, objectionable video, I have created this mouse photograph or a doctored video is there, I will upload on the internet. Then first thing women should tell is that you can upload, but if I report it, you will be getting the imprisonment. You are going to the jail for the 5 years and plus paying the fine for the 5 lakh rupees. And those
Okay.
doctored videos and mocked images can always be forensically proved that these are the wrong videos, these are not the original videos. There are forensic
Okay.
labs are there. So if it is not your photograph or video, somebody has mocked the photograph video, it can always be proved that it is not your photograph. You don't need to be afraid. Just go and report it and get that certification that this is not your original video. That can always be proved.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. This is last question. As we have seen that you have recently wrote many books and you have been an international author too. So, what book people would refer for learning more about artificial intelligence, cybersecurity? What book you would refer of yours
I
here?
won't recommend any book, but because book has limited scope. So there are so much of free material is available on the internet. And go to a reliable site like one is infosec-awareness.in or infosec-awareness.com. There's lot of materials, ebooks are available on every type of cybercrime, every type of cyber laws, how to report a cybercrime, helpline numbers, every information is there. So explore these
Okay,
sites, explore cybercrime.gov.in. Everything is there. You should know that how to report cybercrime anonymously, because many women they don't want to name themselves, and maybe they are afraid of the retaliation, so they can report it anonymously too. So get the information from the internet, the vast source, and uh, learn some little tricks of cybersecurity, methods of cybersecurity, like your router,
okay,
which is basically a gateway to the internet, which is connect your device to your internet. If that get hacked, then it means all your devices will get hacked. It will all your smartphones, all your PCs, laptops, that will get hacked. So you should know how to secure your router, how to change its default username password, how to set a firewall in this, how to uh, get a guest network, because if your friends come, you have a lot of IoT devices, you should always connect them to a separate network. You can create a guest network on your router so that your main network, your main devices which are connected to the main network, that remains secure. Because
okay,
it's possible if friend connects you to your network, your main Wi-Fi, and his smartphone is already having a malware, then it will affect all your devices too. But if it is connected to a separate network, then it won't be able to harm the
corrupt and
main network. Yes. So these basically things they should
okay,
learn about this. They should visualize this, what can happen to them in any circumstance, and then search for that information particular. How to secure your Wi-Fi, how to secure your router, which apps I can block the camera, because camera hacking is very common these days. Your video can be captured through your webcam and you won't be noticed in fact that you are getting live cam to some objectionable website. So
sure.
these things should be known to you now. This is the high time that you cannot use the internet without any precaution. So
Okay,
when my book
okay,
will
sir.
come, I will definitely tell you that book will
Okay.
be there.
I have seen that you have written the artificial intelligence,
Ah,
the
yes,
latest book. So I was
artificial.
very much, yeah. I will definitely read that out.
Yes, I will send it to you definitely. That is basically for
Thank
class
you so much.
9th and 10th
Yeah.
CBSE, but it has lots of
Okay.
material. It is quite advanced book. This class 10th book of artificial intelligence. In fact, AI is being now integrated with cybercrime and cybersecurity both. Because if you
Sure.
heard about deepfakes is all about creating doctored videos, mock videos. You won't be able to know that this is you in the video or somebody else is in that video. And that technology is very
Yes.
difficult to defeat. It can be defeated with the help of AI only. So AI and cybercrime, cybersecurity, these are all basically in a circle and integrated. So
Integrated.
cyber criminals
Rightly
are
said.
also taking advantage of AI. Cyber police is also taking advantage of AI because whenever a credit card fraud happens, earlier it was not able to detect it. Now, with the help of AI, a pattern, if there is a pattern like you are using your credit card once in a month or twice in a month, and suddenly it is being used 4 times in a month. So AI will see that
Right.
it is deviating from the pattern and immediately notify the person of card
Notification
holder.
come. Right.
Yes, yes. So AI is helping definitely for the cybersecurity field.
Okay. So in the coming years, do you think AI and cybersecurity, ethical hacking, all these to be enrolled as a subject for the students in the school?
This is a very good question. Yes, I think this is the high time it should be enrolled as a subject basically. Like training should be given to the teachers because cybersecurity experts they charge for the webinars and they don't give much information. Just for 1 hour is not sufficient. They continues basically updating should be there for the students and teachers also. Teachers like CBSE has taken an initiative to uh, train teacher in the AI. It should also take an initiative to train teacher in cybersecurity and ethical hacking. Lab should be there so that students can also practice there how to. There can be virtual labs. On virtual labs, practice can be done for the cybersecurity and ethical hacking. So it should be introduced in the schools basically.
Okay. So more of a cybersecurity and ethical hacking, all these are should be a soft skill in the coming years, I suppose.
I, yes, it should be counted as a soft skills. Yes, as important as communication skills. It should be.
Okay, surely. Okay, sir. If people wants to contact you to know more about you, where they can find you, how they can contact you, please tell us about that.
Yes, I have a website uh, arunsoni.in,
Okay.
www.arunsoni.in. So they can just go there and all my contact numbers are there. Or they can WhatsApp me like on 9815204980. So anytime
Okay.
they can contact me. Or they know you,
Okay.
through you they can contact me. Any type of advice, I mean, I'm always available.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for joining today and telling us more about cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, ethical hacking. And I think people will be getting more of information from this webinar. And we will conduct more such webinars with you in the coming years. Thank you
Sure,
so
sure.
much.
Most welcome. I'm always available for this initiative. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.